is not a game. This is serious. This is lives we're talking about. My life got affected here. My life got changed. And ain't no way nobody could tell me nothing about the streets, about what goes on out there. And nobody could tell me what's real is real, because this is real.
You provide the fire, and I'll provide the sand.
My name is Sadiq Jan. I've been coming to HWC for about 10 months now. And it's definitely been a wondrous, wondrous travels in my lifetime. Before I came to HWC, I was kind of like known as like, you know what I mean, kind of like an old school kind of G on the streets, you know. We did many things, you know. So I used to be in a little bit of hustling about, you know, we sling rocks. We do so many things on the blocks. And, you know, we be pimping since pimping been pimping. And like we be doing certain games on the street with girls, we be putting them on the tracks, making them work, so forth and so forth. But this is all I knew how to do all my life, was just to be a hustler. And we go and go get that money. That's what we talk about on the streets, nothing more, nothing less. And we always have to watch our back from the feds and watch our fronts from the robs, you know? So, cause we ain't trying to get taken down by no one. So we do or die on the streets, and that's all I really knew. So, but one time now, I was with my one of my girls, and we were like on the blocks of Jane and Weston, and I remember that day like clearly, like, you know, she went through the window, and people called the feds on me and said I threw her through the window. And it was the hardest thing, that because I was trying to pull her back up, and to see somebody fell through your arm, you couldn't do nothing about it because you were so tired, you know, weak, you know. And it's like I saw her bounce off the fence. I thought she was dead, and they called the cops, and the whole place got surrounded. Ambulance came, so forth. You know, and I was already on charges, you know what I mean? My life was already going down spiral. So when you live in that lifestyle, that's who ain't got charges, you know? So we were there, and it's like, it's a good thing she didn't die, because she was able to tell the feds that, hey, no, he didn't throw me, that I accidentally dropped. So anyways, they took her to the hospital, and they took me to jail. When I came back, I ain't never seen her back, because her parents took her away from me, and she's got one of my kids, I ain't never seen my kids since. So that kind of broke me still. So anyways, I bounced back, but I decided, like, you know, what the hell, I ain't got nothing to do. I just lost my girl, which is my money. So what am I gonna do now, right? So, you know, I tried doing back the old games that I thought I could do, you know what I mean? Try back a little hustling and stuff like that, you know? Thinking all kind of greasy movements to make, like, you know what I mean, going to eat somebody's food or something like that, you know, things that we think on the block, you know. So I was like, nah, man, I can't get back into this. But anyways, I picked up another girl, and then me and her was just chilling for a minute, and we started getting to all kind of other kind of grimes. And bottom line, I just had enough, man. One day I just like, I didn't know what to do, because me and that girl got in a fight. I ended up getting 2 slashes here. Go to the hospital, police came, all kind of things. Like, I mean, we almost murdered each other, literally. And it's like, I had to like find another way, another means out. And I remember a long time ago, a seed was planted in my heart about a great man named Jesus. And it was so funny, I just saw a little brochure with his name, Jesus, and Jesus Saves, and I just kept saying his name, and I wrote in front of my door, Jesus loves me. In the back of my next entrance, Jesus Saves. And I was like, God, Jesus, please help me, like, get over this. So in the meantime, I'm gonna be real, I started doing all kind of drugs, man. I started doing the coke like crazy. I started doing the rocks. I just, like, weed was nothing at this point. Like, I was beyond that, you know what I mean? And then I even started, you know what? I want to pick up the number 4. We don't know what number 4 is, heroin. So I started doing that, and I even started mainlining it. I started banging it. And once I started banging that, now there's like, it's like everybody knows it's hard to come off of that. It's hard to come off of any of these drugs, period. So I was like, I need to make a break. How am I going to do this? What am I going to do? I can't go back to the way I was living. So I called my sister, Shelly, and she came and just asked her for help. I said, she came and she brought me to HWC, right? Harvest Worship Center. I mean, most best church, well, one of the only church I've been to, you know? And the people there were so great, they greeted me. I remember that day I was like coming off of certain things, and I was like, I didn't want to be there. every minute they have this meet and greet thing where everybody goes and, you know, get up and greet 50, 60 people. I thought it was an exit to go out the back and smoke a cigarette outside. So I just enjoyed that little break time for me. But I never knew that everybody pays attention, everybody really cares. So, you know, so people always had their eyes on me. But anyways, so I just say, bottom line, I just say, you know what, I'm going to persevere, I'm going to try this church thing. So I started going to this thing called Life Group. And Life Group is like just a bunch of men then we talk amongst men. And I mean, it was kind of cool, you know what I mean? It was like out of my norm to say, you know. But the man them was kind of cool, and when they reasoned with me like not judgmental. They were like, you know, so they filled me with hope and say just like, you know, Jesus has something better for you, and they used to tell me these words that's positive, and I was like, yo, these guys are fronting, they're all fake. You know what I mean? Like, how could it be like, how can you be so positive? You know what I mean? In them times here, them times is some serious times we're living in. You know what I mean? Where I only know about man's just dead, dropping every second. Every day there's a murder on my block. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? So anyways, they were always positive to me, and I was like, you know what do I have to lose? You know what I'm saying? I'm asking Jesus something. He's showing me something. So why not pursue it? I love my pastors, them. They've accepted me. They never judge me. They've allowed me to grow. They didn't make me come in and say, hey, you gotta sit to the back, or you're not allowed to do this. I mean, at HWC, they just allow you to flourish. And as long as you have a passion and a desire, which I do for my God, I mean, there ain't no looking back for me. Straight up, anything that I do to the fullest, to the max. And that's how we do things, you know what I mean? Whether you've been like, you know, outside on the bounds of the worlds and stuff like that on turf and things, you know, when you do things, you gotta do things to the max. You know what I mean? We don't front, we don't play games. This is not a game. This is serious. This is lives we're talking about. My life got affected. My life got changed. There ain't no way nobody can tell me nothing about the streets, about what goes on out there. And nobody can tell me what's real is real, because this is real. God is real. God make us. God control everything on this earth, because He's our boss. So if you want to answer to somebody, answer to the Father in heaven. It's a new year, 2012. I'm challenging everybody out there. Give God a chance and see what really happens in your life. Bless up.